Hi there, and welcome to the Skylight Books Author Reading Series. If you'd like to learn more about us and our many upcoming author events, please visit skylightbooks.com, where you can browse our inventory, buy books, and join our Friends with Benefits Club. You can also follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. To speak to a real live bookseller, please call 323-660-1175. Thanks for your support, and enjoy.
Thank you guys so much for being here. This is so fun. There's a tree. There's you guys. It's really confusing and great. So I thought before we got into meeting each other and taking selfies and all that fun stuff that we would talk to each other like human beings. So I'm here to answer any questions that you guys might have, book-related or otherwise. So let's have a little Q&A session and then get into smelling each other's body odors and taking photos. Cool? Okay. Anyone have any questions? Feel free. Yes. Favorite ABBA song? Oh gosh, there's just so many hits. I mean, they're just a factory. I would say Take a Chance is really, really great. Great message. Repetition is key. Really great. Also, have you seen Mamma Mia? Yeah, Mamma Mia is just an ABBA concert. That's all it is. It's like some little story, and then they literally just sing 3 ABBA songs at the end of it to the audience. My mom loved it. It was great. So yeah. Yes?
Do you have a favorite type of deodorant?
A favorite type of deodorant? Oh, God, that's like choosing a favorite child. Any and all of them that work at all, any that have an odor that is pleasant, I would say. When someone says, like, this is an odorless deodorant, that's like an oxymoron. What? Yeah, it should be smelling and masking the terribleness that's coming from your person. I don't know. Dove, I want to say. Great packaging, yeah. My rep from Dove is here. Don't worry. Yes.
Your favorite Taylor Swift 1989 song?
Oh, no. I should have listened to the songs completely. I just reviewed the album last night, or about 10 seconds of every song. I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. And yeah, it was really great. I also just started following her on Instagram, which has changed my life 0%. It's really good. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'll have to drink some wine by myself and really hear the lyrics for what they are. What's that? Do the laugh. Yeah. I don't even think she really laughs like that. I feel like I just made that up and was like, she does this, guys. Trust me, if I do it enough, you'll think she does. Yes. How's Goose? Goose is my dog. She is great, I think. She is still, she is in a facility where people are loving her and treating her really well while I can't be around her as much as I want to. But I'm really excited that when the tour comes to a close, she'll be able to come hang back out with me, which is great. Also, she's a dog and has no idea what's going on. So I don't feel that bad when I get really sad about it. I'm like, she's a dog. She's getting food and treats and love from human beings, and that's all she really needs. So it's more on me being selfish and being like, I want her near me all the time. But she's good. She's good, and hopefully there'll be more time for her to hang out at my new place and be sweet. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, how are you the most perfect human being?
Oh, well, that's not true. You didn't read the book, so. It's just not a true thing. No one's perfect. That's what's so cool about human beings. And then this answer clearly really perfect. So, yes.
How was your recent vacation?
How was my recent vacation? When was it? It was good. I don't know what day or time it is right now, but I believe it was positive. That's what Instagram's for, to go back and remember the things that you don't remember happened. It was good. It was nice to, I wasn't online for a couple of days, and that was actually really, really nice and really taught me something about the benefit of having a separation between internet, because I am, like all of you, I'm sure, I love social media and I love all those sites that literally I will have my phone in this hand and then reach and be like, oh my God, it's gone, everything's, you're back. Like, it's getting to a point where I really need to check myself and make sure we can still exist without this, right? And that vacation was proof. So it was really nice. Yeah. Yes.
What was your favorite part about making the book?
My favorite part about making the book was sitting down and actually writing. I've been making videos for years, and I don't really write the videos before I make them, so it was, there was a system to that of sitting down, turning on a camera and talking, and writing is a very quiet activity that you have between yourself and just paper, and it was great. It was really stressful and hard at times, but it was super rewarding, and to think about, when I wanted to write this book, I knew that I wanted to make it a little bit more personal than my videos had been, and so it was nice to actually tell stories about my life and to recount things and people and stuff that's happened in the past, and also kind of sad to I repressed that for a couple of years, that's back, write it down. So it was a really cool new process of creating something in a way that I hadn't done for a while. Yeah, I really like that. Yes. At the same time! No, just kidding. Pink lipstick and then stripes. You're all human beings, I swear.
How did you possibly find the time to write an entire long book anyway?
Yeah, that's to be determined. I don't know. And I've said this before, that my parents have instilled this theory in me that I can do anything I set my mind to, which is really positive and great, but also kind of terrible when you think that you can do every single thing you set your mind to at one time, and you convince people, and then real professional deadlines occur at moments where you have a lot of other responsibilities. So it was 6 weeks that was really great and really stressful and really emotional and really trying, but that I think made for a better book. Had it been this perfectly easy experience without any other conflict, I don't know that it would have been as motivating. There's something to be said about having a deadline that really forces you to be creative, even when you're not feeling like that. It was really bonkers. But the thing that I also learned is that there are time for things when you are forced to make time for things. Yeah, it happens. Yes.
You mentioned before that you went to school for screenwriting.
Yes.
I was wondering if that's still something that you would want to do.
Yeah, Mamrie wrote Camp Dakota that we shot last year, which was really awesome, and we are working on a couple other projects that hopefully will come to fruition. And so it's been really great to think about stories in different ways. A lot of what we do online and a lot of this book is all very personal stuff. So it's really fun to create something that's completely made up, but infuses little things that come from your personal life, because I think that's the best way to write, is to write based on people that you have experienced in your life. I hope so. I don't have any I'm writing this screenplay by the end of this year in my head yet, but eventually, if the opportunity presents itself and if it feels like it's a cool idea that's worth spending time on, then yeah, definitely. Yes?
LA or New York?
Oh, wow. Jeez. In terms of living or visiting or just overall experience? Living.
I kind of have an issue.
Let's talk about your issues. It's too deep. So you live here now.
Yeah, I'm from LA.
You're from LA. Oh, I'm so sorry. But you're thinking about going to New York.
Yes.
I I like both cities for different reasons, and I feel like they affect people differently, obviously, 'cause all humans are different, unless you're twins. Sorry. I think I'm really glad I did New York first and then Los Angeles, only because New York, I feel like if you're born and raised here, and I don't know you, so I don't know what your personality's like, it's just a completely different experience. And I think if you're going to move anywhere in general, regardless of whether it's New York, LA, or Minnesota, like you have to be open to the experience and be open to the way life exists in that place. New York is very fast and furious, and there's people there all the time, constantly, and there are buildings everywhere all the time, and there are problems that arise without your being able to control them. A lot. So I think that New York ultimately makes you a problem solver and makes you like have to deal with a bunch of stuff happening around you all the time. Whereas Los Angeles, it's a lot easier to get away from things and to have private time. And in New York, it's a little harder. But that said, New York has an energy to it and like an effervescence to it that is so unique and so exciting. And I've gone back and forth in the past couple of weeks for this tour, and it's been really great to now go back and visit New York. And I encourage everyone, if you have an inkling to see what it's like living anywhere, to just do it, because you'll never know if it's going to be the most wonderful or the most terrible experience of your life unless you do it. And then either way, write a book about it. So, yes.
Do you have any tips on comedy writing?
On comedy writing? Tips on comedy writing? Do it if you want to. Sorry, there's a dog thing up there that kind of looked like Goose, and I got distracted for a second. Is she? It's wearing a scarf. I thought it was eating a skinless leg. I was like, what is happening? Okay. Comedy writing. I would say, what type of comedy writing? Just any in general?
I'd like to be a scriptwriter when I'm older.
Very cool. I just do it. Keep writing. Put yourself in classes. Put yourself around people that are also doing things like that. Improv theaters are a great place to go, to be surrounded by like-minded people that are really inspiring on a lot of different levels. And just keep writing, I would say, is the thing. Like, just constantly have ideas and constantly put stuff out there, because, I mean, I've been making web videos for 6+ years now, and my first videos are not good, but I'm really glad that I've kept doing them, because I feel like now I'm a lot better at them, and I've grown in my comedy viewpoint and that sort of thing. So the more you do it, the better you're going to get, unless you have some sort of like mental breakdown or something like that. Then I can't help you, but yeah, keep going. Yes.
Okay, so we know you don't like geese, and swans are just try-hard geese, right?
Yeah. Ducks. They're fine, I guess. They're neither here nor there. Duck as food is also fine. They're okay. They're not that impressive, though. I did see a Tumblr post of a guy that designs clothing for ducks specifically, and those ducks were great ducks. A duck that's naked walking around, terrible. A duck in a turtleneck, are you kidding me? It's fantastic. Enlighten yourself. It's a really great time. Yes.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book. Okay, this is going to sound very juvenile. Harold and the Purple Crayon. It's a fantastic book, and I read that over and over and over and over again when I was younger. And one, I kept thinking, this looks like a bald adult that's dressed like a baby right now. And then two, how does he draw lines so straight? I don't get it. But it's just such a fun, simple book. And some of the best ideas that exist in the world are so simple and so pure that I think that is my favorite. Yeah. Yes.
I know this is a long time ago, but how did you like the UCLA game? Because we're
Oh, how did I like the UCLA game? It was really cool. I went to a college that didn't have a football team. So anytime I go to a college that has a football team, I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. Also, fuck you guys. I wish I had this. It was so super fun. And I like to pretend that I know what sports are. So I liked screaming, and especially when you're surrounded by like middle-aged men that definitely are kind of like living vicariously through the athletes on the field. Like, I love just like going along with them and be like, yeah, no! What? 4th and 10, what? Ouch. It's really great. And also, you guys have a ton of school pride, and that marching band, what? That was great. That was fantastic. There was like too many of them to fit on the field. And I was like, bring more out. Let's do this. More percussion. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite section of the book?
A favorite section of the book? I would say, in hindsight, looking back, the two sections that I'm really like proud of myself for even like exploring were the section about relationships and the section about anxiety and that sort of thing. And they're the sections that I've gotten the most feedback on because I think they're the most personal issues for human beings across the board. And I was really hesitant to talk about anxiety and panic because it's like super popular right now and like everyone talks about it, so it feels a little strange to also be like, yeah, me too, I'm doing this too, look at me, I'm also in on this. But that's the thing about it, is like, me too, I have this too. Like, everyone has some layer or level of panic and anxiety, and it's once you are able to really see that, it makes it a lot easier. It doesn't make it the easiest thing in the world. It makes it a lot easier to live with that, and it makes it a lot sillier and just a lot more like communicative to know that other people deal with it too, to feel like you're part of this other group or this other like society of, I don't know, it felt really nice to put it out there. And I think for anything that you're struggling with, once you put it out into the world, it makes it a lot less stressful. And I have an eyelash in my eye. Sorry, I'm not crying about anxiety right now. These people put fake eyelashes on me and now they're going rogue. Yes. Oh, wait. You already asked a question. How dare you? I was kidding. What's that?
My internet friend has a question.
Oh, sure. Your internet friend. Yeah. No, go ahead. Wow. Hi, internet friend.
There's two of them.
Oh, two. Wow. Yeah. Technology is crazy. What's the question?
They wanted to know what your viewpoint on internet friendship was.
Oh, it fucking sucks a dick. It's great. I mean, like, Hannah Hart, my best friend, one of my best friends, I met through the internet as an adult, and it's real. I think it's awesome. And a lot of people think that like internet friendship's not real friendship, or that there's some like diluted sense about it. But because of the world that we live in and because of the way we share and communicate, I think it's a lot easier to find really authentic friendships through the internet. And when Hannah and Mamrie and I do shows and people come up to us after shows and tell us like, we've met our best friends, or we've all come and see the show together and we met through Tumblr or something like that, it's awesome. It's so great, because a lot of my adult friends and everyone that I've met through the YouTube community, I've met through the YouTube community. I'm seeing James right back there, and I'm so excited that he's here, because like, this is a internet friend that I get to see for the first time in real life tonight. Like, crazy. Yeah. Guys, subscribe. Okay. Yes?
What are your thoughts on Lorde and Lana Del Rey?
My thoughts on Lorde, did they have a fight? No, just them in general. Lorde and Lana Del Rey in general. Just so many thoughts on them. I don't think a minute goes by that I'm not wondering, like, what are they doing? Are they okay? Are they eating eggs? What's happening? I think they're both great and fine, and I think they're artists, and I think they're probably way cooler than I'll ever be. They got great hair, cool lips, excellent eyes, that sort of thing. They do music. You never know. I mean, the music industry is so bizarre to me, because we form all these opinions. Like, so many people think so negatively about Nicki Minaj and this sort of thing, and I just like, she's marketing herself, and she's in this industry where they sell themselves based on these like characters that they're creating. Like, Lady Gaga to me is one of the greatest comedians of our time. Like, she is so ridiculous. It's hilarious that you just never know what the real human is underneath that. So I give everyone that puts themselves out there in that way, that has to deal with like such harsh criticism constantly, so much credit. They're doing something creative, and they're putting themselves out there into a world where people really, really love them or really, really hate them, and it's really hard to deal with. So yeah, I think it's great. Go for it. Go nuts. Just don't be a terrible person at the end of the day. Yeah.
What's your OTP?
My OTP. At this moment, me in bed. It's great. My OTP. Okay, this is a newfound OTP that I didn't realize was my OTP. Memory Heart and Flula. That's like a solid winning combo. 10 out of 10. Like, so great. I just want them to like go on the road and make some like show together. I think that they're really, really just and if you them even like off camera together are like the most hilarious, because they make each other laugh so much, and when people really make each other laugh, it's like my favorite thing in the whole world. And so every time I'm around them, I feel like I'm just watching like Mamrie and Flula TV and not even like communicating with them like in a peer way at all. They're fantastic. So I think that's my OTP at the moment. Yeah.
Grester or Heartbig?
Grester or Heartbig? Some questions should forever go unanswered. What about Channa? Yeah, how's no one shipping Channa?
I don't know what it is, but I should.
Chester and Hannah, I just made it right now. Yeah, Tumblr that shit. Yeah, someone Photoshop Hannah onto Ellen and Chester onto Portia and just see what happens. He's got that blonde hair in Rock of Ages now. You don't even have to add the hair. It's fantastic. Yeah, I ship Channa big time. Or what was the other? Hester? No, that's stupid. Channa big time. Which can also be Channing Tatum and Hannah, which is just Hannah with herself, essentially. Any other questions? I think there's time for a couple more. Yes?
Kind of a two-part question.
Sure.
The first one would be, what would you say your largest setback in life was?
Okay.
And how'd you get past it?
Sure.
And the second thing would be, what would you say the number one value that your parents instilled on you to help you get to where you're at?
That's two really, really fantastic questions. I think I'll answer the second one first. The number one value that my parents have instilled me with, other than this idea that I can do anything I set my mind to, is the idea that the only requirement I have as a human being is to be nice to all other human beings, that no one is better or worse than me, and that we're all trying to get through the same existence together. We grew up going to church and doing like the whole like Catholic thing for a little while, and then that sort of faded away, and my mom realized that like the only thing she really cared about having in her children was a good heart, and I really thank her for that, because living in a lot of different places and traveling, you see a lot of people with not so good hearts, and you wonder, like, it takes so much energy to have a terrible point of view about the world and to be really pessimistic, and it doesn't take as much to be positive and happy, and so that's definitely one thing that I advocate across the board. I don't care what religion, what the political party you're affiliated with, what age or gender or race you are. I just think if you're nice, great, I'm all in. And then I think my biggest setback, I think it's just getting started in something is so hard. Getting started and like really, I consider myself a workaholic by nature, and being in New York and trying to do the whole comedy, TV film route of things, and like auditioning for different things and putting yourself out there constantly and getting rejected by things is so hard to deal with, because anyone that wants to get involved in the entertainment industry, it's like the most arbitrary industry to get involved in, and you're literally signing yourself up for constant rejection. It's like such a weird thing that we do, and that's why YouTube was such an amazing thing that developed in my life, that it was, I have the creative control to put whatever I want out there. I don't have this like gatekeeper person that's telling me, no, you can't talk about Target in this commercial because that person can talk about it. You're like, what? Why? And yeah, I think that was the biggest setback. And so I always tell anyone that wants to get into anything that you just have to start doing it. You just have to be consistent and be persistent. Let yourself acknowledge that this takes time. Like, it is so unsatisfying to get something overnight like that. It's so much more satisfying to feel like you've worked really hard for something and to feel like you're really proud of something that you've done. Yeah, I think that's the biggest setback. Yeah.
If you were to write another book, what would it be about?
I were to write another book, what would it be about? I think I'd call it Game of Thrones. And it'd just be about my love of thrones. I really, really loved writing this book. I would love to write a book that's more of a fiction at some point, but I kind of love the idea of writing more like kind of tongue-in-cheek guidebooks, because there's so many like guidebooks out there that tell you this is the definitive way to do something, and I think that maybe that's not true. So what if you talked about it in a less definitive, silly but still hopefully inspiring kind of light? What that is, maybe like beauty-ish area, something like that. All the boys are like, yeah, tell us about makeup. I'm not totally sure, but I know that this has definitely infected me with the want to write more. Yeah. One more question, right there. Yes?
Why did you decide to actually write a book, and how did you go about choosing the topic?
Sure. I decided to. I knew that at one point I wanted to write a book at some point in my life. It felt like that was a really like tangible thing to give to people, and a really like a hard thing to accomplish. And I really wanted to do that. And both Hannah and Mamrie, my two closest friends, sold their book ideas, and I've been raised with a very competitive spirit. And I was like, well, I'm going to do that too. So I allowed myself to really sit down and think about what I wanted to write about. And I was super obsessed with self-help books when I graduated college. I read Eat, Pray, Love and was into that whole, like, well, we got to find ourselves. It's the only way I'm going to succeed is if I go to Italy and I eat all the pizza, and then I go to India and I pray it all out. And then all of these other self-help books were really great and inspiring about wanting to figure out life and that sort of thing. But I felt like they were all a little generic to me. And not maybe not to a lot of other people, but I felt like a lot of them just kind of repackaged the same information in different ways. And so I really wanted to write something that's not a Bible. It's not like the end-all, be-all way to live your life. It's simply like, hey, if you are interested, here are some personal stories of experiences I've had and some things I've learned from myself that have made me a much happier person. And maybe this resonates with you, maybe it doesn't, but hopefully it starts a conversation between you and either the issue that you're dealing with, or the person that you're dealing with, or the animal that you're dealing with, the spirit and real, who knows. So I was really, really happy to put it out there. And at first the idea was it was going to be completely ridiculous. There wasn't going to be like a solid piece of advice in the whole thing. But once I started writing it, I realized I wanted to make it real. I wanted it to be entertaining, but I wanted it to have real nuggets of information that I think are really valuable to me, that, you know, I've shared so much of myself and my brain online that I wanted to continue to share, but just in a tangible form now, and that I can't see if you've thumbs upped it or thumbs down it, which is great. So I think that's going to be it for questions. Thank you guys so much for your questions. Again, yay! We're all, yay! Everybody! So I think the best way to do this, and I will brag openly about this, it's one of my special skills, is I'm really good at taking selfies. So I would love to take selfies with all of you guys and sign the books and meet all of you and say hey, and I'll be super, super happy, love, family, strangers. Cool? Awesome. Thanks, guys.
You've been listening to the Skylight Books author reading series. Don't forget that you can listen to this and all of our other great podcasts at skylightbooks.com. Today's music was provided by Young Jesus. You can check them out at youngjesus.bandcamp.com. Thanks again for stopping by, and we hope to see you soon.